Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jeremy, and welcome back to the JB Reviews channel. Just so everyone knows, this is a channel I started recently where I'm just going to showcase and review different products that I use in my own life. We use, could be tools. I'm a mechanic by trade, or have been for almost 30 years. So some might be tools and equipment. Some will be a variety of Amazon products. Some will be associated with my other channels. I have JB Woodworks and stuff, where it's a firewood based channel, and that's the case today, the product today that we're going to review. Let's see what's in the box. So we got the box here. We're going to open it up and see what's inside. So it appears here there is a small bottle. It looks like it's a 2-stroke oil mixing bottle. Appears we have some kind of toolkit here. See what's in here. Okay, some parts that we're going to need to assemble. A few more parts. Some screws. Looks like a couple hex wrenches, a small screwdriver, and a chainsaw wrench. There's your clue if you didn't know what this was yet. So we'll set this aside and we'll see what we got in here. Seems like it's packed fairly well. We have here a manual. It's called a Holzfforma, I believe that's how you pronounce it, who knows, but anyways, the G372XP chainsaw. So you've got a manual here. It's got, looks like all your safety information, orientation of the saw, the parts and everything, and probably assembly stuff, operating manual, etc. So this saw, get it out of here if we can. There it is. And we have, it looks like a full wrap handlebar, which I'm not necessarily I've never really used a full wrap too much, but we'll see how it works. Get this stuff in here, get it out of the way. So it was actually packaged very well. It doesn't look like there's any damage. So, should we keep this around? Men don't need these, do they? Yeah, we'll keep it here just in case. So we'll put this down here. See if we can unpack this from the bag it's in. Now, for those of you that are familiar with logging or the firewood industry or what have you, this saw should look very familiar, and the name should too. It's a G, they call it 372XP. Well, Husqvarna chainsaws make the 372XP, which is an excellent saw. It's pretty much legendary, but the way I understand it is, Husqvarna doesn't make this anymore, or they won't be making it anymore or something. So they basically sold the plans to a Chinese company who's making these chainsaws now. They're a mock saw or whatever, based on the Husqvarna. If you look at it, it looks very much like a Husqvarna. Everything about it does. And what I'm told is all of the parts from Husqvarna will bolt right on this thing. Matter of fact, on Amazon, and I'll put a link to it in the comments, they even make the Husqvarna stickers that you can take these off and put those on, and they're the actual factory stickers, and it will look virtually like a Husqvarna chainsaw. So as I said, these things, it looks identical. I mean, the color's right, everything's right. The parts, As I understand it, like I said, the parts are all the same. It's even got an NGK plug in it, just like a factory one would. Air filter looks the same. I have heard that the Chinese carburetors on these are a little wonky sometimes. May need a little adjustment. But even if it becomes a problem, like I said, all the Husqvarna parts bolt right onto this. So, I mean, parts that you would damage this, or handlebar or anything else, the switches, as you see the choke here, and decompression valve on this side, everything looks identical to a 372XP Husky. So this is the only reason why I decided I would buy this. They're super cheap. Go to Amazon, the link's in the comments and in the description. But this saw is, I think it was like 330 bucks, and that's with a 24-inch bar, which is supposed to be in here, and 58 gauge chain, which is what I run, the heavier chain. It's complete for 330 bucks. I mean, the 372XP right now, I don't know if you look it up, I'm sure it's probably a $1,200 or $1,300 saw, probably, with the bar and chain, probably an Oregon bar and chain, but that uses the same chain driver and everything. So once this chain wears out, I can use Oregon chain on it, which you can also look on Amazon and find Oregon chain. And I will probably have everything blow away before I'm finished here. So we're gonna put the handlebar on it, and then we're going to put the bar and chain on it, and we'll get some gas and oil in it, and we'll see if it runs. In a future video, I'll test it out and give you a further review on that. So, this being a full wrap, which I've never really done before, so you walk her through like that. Again, it seems pretty simple. Handlebars and everything right off the shelf at a Husqvarna dealer will work on this too. I'm always very leery of buying cheap knockoff, quote unquote cheap knockoff stuff, because you really don't know what you're getting. But I know several loggers, and several of them have tried these saws. And one of them has the actual 372 and this knockoff saw. And he's had the knockoff saw for over a year. I almost thought he said 2 years, but he's had it over a year. And other than tinkering with the carburetor now and then, he says the thing has been great. It's worked good. It's held up just as good as the Husqvarna. He did say it's probably slightly less power, but again, you're talking a $330 saw versus $1,300. And I am not taking anything away from Husky, because I have had Husky saws. That's what I grew up with, and they're a quality saw. They're a great saw. I had a 362XP for years. I had the 395XP, which is, like I said in the video, that's what I sold to purchase this and the product that I'll showcase on the next video. And I've also currently have a 572XP, which is a killer saw. I mean, that thing is pretty much bulletproof, powerful, very powerful. A little more powerful than this. I mean, even the actual 372XP. Slightly more powerful. If you go on like Husqvarna's website, you can compare the different power ratings and all that stuff. Nothing's really going to compare to the 395. I mean, unless you get a 3125, which is the biggest saw that they have. The new one, which I hear is awesome, is a 592 XP. I wanted to get that. That was going to be the next saw. But I'm doing this for practical reasons. My firewood business is growing pretty rapidly. So I'm to the point where I'm considering hiring somebody part-time for a couple days a week. And because of that, I only had currently the 572 XP, and I didn't really want guys with questionable experience that I got to train or whatever using the pretty much only saw I have and a good saw. So I decided to get these. They're very economical. Figured that, you know, if something happened to it, it's not the end of the world. And honestly, even if it wears out in 1 year for $330, let's just get another one. It's very, very reasonable. So getting the handlebar finished up here, you got to tighten a couple more screws. Seems pretty simple. That's something else I noticed. Like I said, I've never had a full wrap handlebar before. I've never run into this issue. You can't get the saw wrench on with a full wrap bar. Normally the bar doesn't go around this side, it's only on the other side. So I'm gonna have to figure that. Well, I'll just use a wrench, but I will have to go get a wrench. We'll take the side cover off here. It does have the adjuster on the side, which you can get to with the handlebar on. I like this style adjuster a lot better than some of the old saws. Or actually, my 395 has the adjuster up here in the front, and it's kind of hard to get to. But yeah, it looks like the same drive sprocket. I mean, it's pretty much the same saw. So I hope it runs like the same saw. What's up? Love you, honey. So, wife and daughter just got home, so she didn't make a cameo yet, but she probably wants to. She loves the camera way more than I do. Seriously, if you're not sure, consult the directions. Or as my daughter calls it, the instructions. Make sure you look at the instructions. Looks just like any other Husqvarna one, so hopefully it works just as good as any other Husqvarna one. So anyways, now that we got that, it's not that heavy really. I think it's a little heavier than the 572. Here's the bar. It's supposed to be a 24-inch bar, which is what I run on my 572. It works real well for doing firewood. Especially if you've seen my videos on JB Woodworks and stuff. I have a table set up I put the logs on that holds the logs at waist height for me. So if you put a couple together, or even two with one on top, average size logs, you could actually cut through all three at a time with the 24-inch bar. And with my setup with 12-foot logs, cutting 16-inch standard firewood, you end up with like 27 pieces of wood for making 9 cuts, which is pretty nice. Run them all through the splitter and go again. So this is their brand of bar. It's called a Thunder Cut. Sounds exciting. It says it's for the working man, so I'll have to find one of them. Anyways, it's 58 gauge, 3/8 chain, 24-inch bar, so it's got 84 driver links. That's standard for Husqvarna. Keep throwing the garbage in the box here so the wind doesn't take it away, hopefully. And it does have a, looks like an oiler hole on both sides, which I like. That's good. And it has, oh, this is nice. Even Oregon doesn't have this. It's got a grease hole for your grease gun to grease this tip sprocket on both sides. The Oregon, I believe I use Power Cut. Check on Amazon, you can get that stuff there too. Links in the comment. I believe they only have one on one side. So so that's kind of nice. And the reason why it's nice, they say you're supposed to rotate your bar, flip it, like maybe some say as much as every chain, because when you're cutting, you're pushing down on the center of the bar and bothering wear on the bar. So by flipping it, you would make it last longer. But usually when you flip it, when you're filling it with gas and oil, it's on the side like this. If it only has one grease hole, it's on the wrong side then, and you can't get to it to grease it easily. So I think it's a pretty handy what they got here. Now let's see what we can't excuse the wind. I should be wearing my mic, but also if I did, it'd probably be worse, the wind. But, so we got a chain here. I didn't even pay attention when I ordered if it was a full chisel or semi-chisel chain. The chain definitely looks a little lighter duty on the drivers, but really they got little holes in them, which probably aids in oiling. And it is a full chisel chain. And for those that don't know that, those that don't know the difference between a chisel chain and a semi-chisel chain, which you're never going to, well, maybe I can get it over here to show you if it'll focus. But on the tooth itself, a full chisel comes up straight on the side and straight across like a 90-degree angle, where a semi-chisel is more rounded like a curve. And that means that, like on a full chisel, they cut faster, they're sharper, but it's just this little tip that has to do all the cutting. If that's not sharp, it doesn't work at all, basically. Where a semi-chisel is more like a question mark shaped, and that distributes the cutting across the whole thing more or less. So it doesn't cut quite as fast, but usually it holds up better in dirty wood and things like that. Now, I don't know if that's going to show up at all in the video. If it doesn't, I may just cut it out. But it's probably the OCD kicking in. Any of you have OCD out there? Let me know in the comments. If you're willing to admit it, of course. But I'm not like OCD selectively. It's about certain things. But that's probably the way most people are. Why's it got to be called OCD? Why can't it be just personal preference? I'm kind of shocked at how remarkably similar this is to a Husqvarna saw. I mean, I really shouldn't be, because that's how it's marketed, but... And now we got our dog on the outside here. We're getting that installed. Getting the nuts put on it. Some gas and oil in it. Same type knobs or caps, I mean, as a Husqvarna. I mean, everything seems pretty much identical. It's had oil in it, so they've apparently tested it. We got saw gas. that seems to be it. Let's see if it runs. So good morning, everyone. My video of assembling this saw got cut short yesterday. I ran out of time. We had a softball game for my daughter. So anyways, we'll pick up where we left off. I had finished putting the saw together, and I have put gas and oil in it, and I was getting ready to fire it up. Now, I will say I fired it up this morning, got it running. It took a few pulls to get it running, but everything's dry. It's brand new. These don't have a primer bulb like the newer saws, like the 372X or the 572XP that I have here. But they're pretty simple to operate. So I got it running, warmed it up, and then I did a basic carburetor adjustment just to get where it seemed smooth from idle to full throttle, and smooth at full throttle and back to idle. Adjusted the idle a little bit, and I think it's pretty good. We'll see how it is. I haven't restarted it yet, so we'll see how it is now. And it's stalled out, so that tells me my idle's a little too low. So we'll adjust that. Find the, there it is. We'll see what that does. So there you go. I got the idle adjusted up just a little bit so it runs, it doesn't try to undershoot when it comes off a full throttle move. So now it stays idling. And I also bumped the high speed screw just a tiny bit leaner, because it was bogging down a little bit under full throttle. Now it seems to be smooth all the way around. May have to play with this again a little bit after we start using it, but that's today. We're going to start using it. So the next video, I'll try to get a little video today of using it, and we'll see how the thing performs initially. So far, I don't have any real complaints. I'm still a little nervous just because it is what it is. It's a $330 saw, but I think it might be all right. Let's find out.